Hey everyone, this is Book Crazy Katie.
And today you are watching the Waken Land review.
Hi, this is Katie at Book Crazy Katie, and today I am reviewing The Waking Land by Callie Bates. The story is about a young girl that was taken at the age of 5 by the king of Erin, and for 14 years she was raised to believe that her native land of Ceres wasn't quite good and that they had done things that weren't right, and she was made to believe this false history about what had happened because the split between Ceres and Erin. And during this time she was made to hide her ability, and her abilities were the ability to communicate with the land and the earth and to make things grow and to feel the history of the earth. And so she had to use her magic in hiding, and if she would have been caught, she would have been sentenced to death. One day, steals a mushroom, and they poison the king of Erin with it, and he gets sick, and he's sick for a while, and then he dies. And they accuse Alana and someone else too of killing the king once he passes. And as they're trying to catch her and imprison her, she ends up escaping with the help of Johan and some other people that her father had in place to help with his cause. And the reason she was taken when she was 5 years old had to do with her father failing to carry out a revolution, or to successfully carry out a revolution. And she was taken as his punishment, and he was exiled, and instead of being executed for his crimes against the crown. So Alana has a lot of hatred and doesn't trust her father in the beginning, and it doesn't really see his point to revolution, and doesn't understand it, and doesn't feel that it was just. However, things happened to change that. I really enjoyed this book. I'd say that I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I feel that in the future I may actually decide to read the story again, despite it not being a 5-star read for me. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why. One of my first things was that I found it quite a bit confusing at times, and I wasn't sure. I was getting characters mixed up, places mixed up, and wasn't really sure on certain things that had happened. And some of that's my own fault, because I was also listening to an audiobook for much of my reading for this book. I was listening to The Time Traveler's Wife because I borrow from the library, and they only give you like a week to listen to an audiobook, and I don't have that much time in a week most of the time to listen to stuff. And it had been my second time downloading the book, so I still have to re-download it to finish the book up, but I did almost finish it. So I did have a hard time focusing, but then again, I have the tendency to either listen to audiobooks or listen to YouTube, primarily booktube videos, as I'm reading, and sometimes it's easier to do than other times. I did struggle a little bit with this book on doing it. I wish that the relationship between Alana and her father would have been more fleshed out, and would have gotten to see more that had happened in their relationship, or knowing more about what had happened to him as things had progressed. I don't want to give too much away. And so it would have been nice to just see more of that interaction, but there was very little of it. The other main problem I had with this book is that I felt like some parts had, or I guess it relates to this issue with the dad, I just wish that some parts didn't have so much time spent on them, and other times had more of a focus. And I kind of felt like, even though I really was satisfied with the end, I do also feel at the same time that it ended up being rushed, and like a lot of the battling happened strictly at the end of the book, and you didn't see like more minor battles or happen in the middle of the book. But that's just personal preference, and I wouldn't even say I'm like big on battle, but the way battles happen in like Percy Jackson series, you know, like you see quite a few different events happen, and they really help keep you like focused on the story and grounded in where it's going and what the big overall endpoint is. And so I would like to see that in future books that she puts out. I was really happy that this book did not have a love triangle. It did look like it was going to for a while, and when you read this book, I'm sure you'll see why. I like that the goal that was set up within this first book was completed throughout the book, and it wasn't one of those books where you kind of see it set up and then it takes the whole series to get through that point, even though there does seem to be more that needs to happen within that thing. But I'd say overall the goal of the first book was accomplished, and it did set up for a sequel, and I look forward to that sequel. I would like to see Alana's connection to the land and her ability to be more explained, and out of the characters with abilities or callings, I feel that hers was the one that was the best explained, and I hope to see the side characters' abilities explained a lot more too. I really look forward to seeing what this author does with the rest of this series. I think that it was really fantastic, and despite not being a 5-star read, I really enjoyed it, and I feel like I might even bump it up in rating upon future reads, because I do feel like I'd like to read it again, and maybe I'll catch things that I didn't catch this first time around that will make it a lot more understanding. And just to let you guys know, I did not receive this from a publisher. I had found it at my local bookstore and thought that it looked really cool, because like, once again, that is a fantastic cover, and I think I said it in my booktube introduction video, but it's super pretty. Even the back, like, I think I like the back a little more than the front, even though it's a lot more simply. And the story sounded really interesting, and so like, I really looked at it. This book is supposed to come out on the 27th of June. However, on the back it says that it has a July release date, so it either comes out in the end of June or sometime in July. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, comment on. I really appreciate comments. I look forward to getting to know you guys. If you like this video, please let me know. If you're interested in reading the book, let me know. If you have already had a chance to read this book, please let me know what you thought of it. And I really hope you guys consider checking it out. Thank you for watching, and give me some tips. I know that I have a lot to work on. Thank you. Bye.